The Startup Journey, Chapter 1, The Inception of an Idea. It all started on a quiet Tuesday afternoon at a small, bustling cafe in the heart of the city. Alex, a data analyst disillusioned with the monotony of corporate life, met with his longtime friend Mark, a tech-savvy software developer. Their conversation meandered from everyday frustrations to the gaps they had observed in the market. What if we built something to bridge these inefficiencies? Alex mused. Mark's eyes lit up with excitement. Over the next few days, the two met regularly, brainstorming ideas and narrowing down possibilities. They decided to develop a platform that would streamline the supply chain for small businesses. Their vision was ambitious but grounded in practicality. The first step was to conduct a feasibility study, analyzing the potential demand and competition. They compiled data from various sources, poring over industry reports and conducting online surveys. The market looks promising, Mark concluded, showing Alex the analytics. They also identified their target audience, local retailers struggling with inventory management. To validate their concept, they spoke with potential users, gathering feedback to refine their ideas. This is exactly what we need, said one retailer, giving them the confidence to proceed. The project began to take shape, and the excitement was palpable. But as the days passed, Alex realized they needed a structured plan. We can't just wing it, he said, emphasizing the importance of creating a detailed roadmap. Mark nodded in agreement. With an unshakable determination, they decided to formalize their vision and draft a business plan. Chapter 2, Crafting the Business Plan. Writing a business plan was no easy feat, but Alex and Mark knew it was essential to turn their dream into reality. They began with the executive summary, succinctly outlining their vision, mission, and goals. This has to grab the attention of potential investors, Alex remarked. Next came the market analysis, where they delved deep into customer demographics, competitors, and industry trends. Mark, ever the detail-oriented researcher, created charts and graphs to support their findings. Our value proposition is clear, he said. We're offering a simple yet effective solution for a complex problem. The financial section proved to be the most challenging. Estimating startup costs, revenue streams, and profit margins required meticulous attention to detail. Alex, who had some experience with financial modeling, took the lead. We need to show investors we're serious and prepared, he said, calculating figures late into the night. In parallel, they drafted their marketing strategy, outlining plans for digital campaigns and partnerships with industry influencers. We can't just build it, we need to make sure people know about it, Mark emphasized. By the end of the week, the business plan was complete. It was a comprehensive document that reflected their dedication and vision. They reviewed it multiple times, ensuring it was free of errors and ready for presentation. We've got our blueprint, Alex said, holding up the finalized document. Now we need to find the right investors. With their plan in hand, they felt more confident than ever about the path ahead. Chapter 3, Pitching to Investors. The day of their first investor pitch had arrived, and Alex and Mark felt a mixture of excitement and nerves. They had spent the past week refining their pitch deck, practicing their delivery, and anticipating questions investors might ask. We need to emphasize our value proposition and show that we're solving a real pain point, Alex reminded Mark as they entered the meeting room. The investors, a panel of seasoned venture capitalists, listened intently as Alex began the presentation. He outlined the problem their platform addressed, using clear visuals and real-world examples. Mark followed with a live demo of the prototype, showcasing its simplicity and efficiency. Our scalability is a key advantage, he added, explaining how the platform could grow with demand. As they concluded, the investors began their barrage of questions. What's your strategy for customer acquisition? One asked. How do you plan to handle competition from established players? Queried another. Alex and Mark answered confidently, relying on the thorough research they had conducted. However, not all responses satisfied the investors. After the pitch, the investors provided their feedback. While they praised the concept and passion, they highlighted gaps in the financial projections and the need for a more robust go-to-market strategy. It's a promising idea, but it needs refinement, one investor commented. Though they didn't secure funding that day, Alex and Mark left with a clearer understanding of what needed improvement. This isn't a setback, it's an opportunity to strengthen our case, Alex said optimistically. Energized by the experience, they resolved to address the feedback and return stronger. Chapter 4. Setting up the office. With their pitch behind them, Alex and Mark turned their attention to establishing a workspace. Until now, they had worked from cafes in Mark's cramped apartment, but the growing demands of their startup required a dedicated office. "We need a space where we can focus and eventually expand our team," Mark said. They scoured listings online, comparing locations, costs, and amenities. After much deliberation, they settled on a modest space in a co-working hub. The rent was reasonable, and the building offered shared facilities like meeting rooms and a high-speed internet connection. Signing the lease agreement was a milestone, but the real work began once they moved in. The empty room needed furniture, equipment, and decoration to make it functional and inspiring. With a limited budget, they opted for secondhand desks, chairs, and a whiteboard. "It's not fancy, but it's practical," Alex said, assembling a desk. They also set up the tech infrastructure, installing laptops, monitors, and a cloud-based collaboration tool to streamline communication and project management. "Efficiency is key," Mark emphasized, ensuring everything was properly connected. As the office took shape, they felt a sense of pride and accomplishment. It wasn't just a physical space. It symbolized their commitment to their venture. To celebrate, they hung a small sign on the door with their startup's name, making it official. "This is where the real work begins," Alex said, looking around the newly set up office. For the first time, their vision felt tangible, and they were ready to tackle the challenges ahead. Chapter 5. The Recruitment Drive. With their office up and running, Alex and Mark realized the next crucial step: building a team. "We can't do everything ourselves," Alex said. "We need people who share our vision and bring diverse skills to the table." They began by drafting a job posting for their first hire, a software developer to help Mark with coding and product development. They listed the required qualifications and described the role's responsibilities, ensuring the posting reflected their company's innovative and collaborative culture. Applications began pouring in, and the duo spent hours reviewing resumes and portfolios. After narrowing down the candidates, they scheduled interviews. "We need someone not just technically skilled, but also adaptable to the chaos of a startup," Mark emphasized. The interviews were a mix of excitement and nerves for both sides. One candidate impressed them with his ability to solve a complex coding problem during the technical test. Another shared valuable insights into user experience design, sparking ideas for future features. However, not all interviews went smoothly. "We'll need to refine our questions," Alex admitted after a particularly awkward exchange. After much deliberation, they extended an offer to a candidate named Priya, a talented developer with a background in both coding and project management. Negotiating her salary package was a learning experience for Alex and Mark, but they managed to strike a balance that satisfied both parties. With Priya on board, the team felt more complete. "This is a big step forward," Alex said as they celebrated over coffee. The recruitment process had been challenging, but it was a reminder that their vision was now shared by someone new. Chapter 6. Product Development Challenges. As the team settled into the new office, the focus shifted to developing their platform. With Priya's expertise, Alex and Mark felt confident about turning their prototype into a market-ready product. However, the process quickly proved more complicated than they had anticipated. The first challenge was managing the prototyping phase. Priya suggested significant changes to the platform's architecture, explaining that it would improve scalability in the long run. Mark initially resisted, concerned about the additional time and effort. After several discussions, they agreed to prioritize long-term benefits over short-term convenience. Working in a small team also meant juggling multiple roles. Alex took charge of testing the platform, writing bug reports and suggesting enhancements. Priya focused on coding, while Mark managed the development timeline. "We're wearing a lot of hats, but that's startup life," Alex said with a shrug. As deadlines approached, tensions rose. Late nights and differing opinions led to occasional clashes. During one heated discussion about a design feature, Priya insisted on sticking to simplicity, while Mark argued for adding advanced options. Alex had to step in to mediate, reminding them to stay aligned with their target audience's needs. Despite the challenges, they made progress. By the end of the month, the team had a working beta version of the platform. They tested it internally and identified areas for improvement. "We're not there yet, but this is a solid foundation," Priya said, reviewing the results. The journey of product development had tested their patience and problem-solving skills, but it also strengthened their collaboration. With each hurdle overcome, they felt more prepared for the road ahead. Chapter 7. Launch and Market Penetration. The day they had been working toward finally arrived, the product launch. The team had poured months of effort into the platform, and now it was time to introduce it to the world. Alex, Mark, and Priya organized a launch event at a local co-working space, inviting small business owners, industry professionals, and local journalists. To generate buzz, Alex led a public relations campaign, sending out press releases and promoting the event on social media. "We need to position ourselves as a game changer in this space," Alex said, crafting posts that highlighted the platform's unique features and benefits. The launch day began with a live demonstration of the platform. Mark showcased how it streamlined inventory management, saving users time and reducing errors. Priya handled technical questions from the audience, while Alex connected with attendees to gather feedback. The event was well received, with many attendees expressing interest in trying the platform. Post-launch, the team turned its focus to customer acquisition. They offered free trials to early adopters and implemented a referral program to encourage word-of-mouth promotion. Priya also created tutorials to help new users navigate the platform, while Mark monitored performance metrics to ensure a seamless experience. Despite the positive reception, challenges arose. Some users encountered compatibility issues with their existing systems, requiring Priya to develop quick fixes. Alex worked tirelessly to address customer concerns, ensuring they felt heard and valued. By the end of the first month, the platform had gained a modest but growing user base. "We're starting small, but this is how it begins," Mark said. The successful launch reinforced their belief in the platform's potential and motivated them to keep pushing forward. Chapter 8. Scaling Up. With their initial success, Alex, Mark, and Priya began planning for the next phase, scaling up. The growing user base presented new challenges, from increasing server capacity to handling a higher volume of customer support inquiries. "This is a good problem to have," Priya joked, though the team felt the pressure to deliver. The first step was to secure additional funding. Armed with positive user feedback and improved financial projections, Alex and Mark revisited their pitch to investors. This time, their presentation was met with enthusiasm. An angel investor agreed to provide seed funding, enabling the team to expand operations. With the funds in place, they hired 2 new employees, a marketing specialist and a customer support representative. "This will free us up to focus on growth and product development," Alex said, relieved to delegate some of their responsibilities. The team also began exploring international markets. Mark conducted a market feasibility analysis for expanding into neighboring countries, while Priya worked on adapting the platform to support multiple languages. "Localization is key," she explained, ensuring the platform met the unique needs of different regions. As the business grew, they moved into a larger office. The new space symbolized their progress and provided room for future expansion. Alex reflected on how far they had come, from brainstorming in a cafe to running a growing startup. "Scaling up is just as challenging as starting out," he admitted, "but it's also incredibly rewarding." By the end of the year, the platform had gained a loyal user base and established a foothold in new markets. The team celebrated their achievements, knowing they were just getting started. The journey was far from over, but they were ready to face whatever came next.